It's Ted's giant head. Mike Agerbo here with fellow tech nerds John Biehler and Graham Williams. We have an awesome show today. We will be getting a sneak preview of what's coming up for the Consumer Electronics Show. That's the big tech show, happens every year in Vegas in January. We're all pretty excited to go.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, so we'll be talking with one of the folks over at the Consumer Electronics Association, Consumer Technology Association. CTA, yes, about what they expect as far as trends to see on that. We'll also be talking with our good friend Ted Kritsonis about Amazon really pushing hard into speaker and audio technology. He's done a great review on one of their latest models, and we'll see if it stacks up to some of the other ones out there. Great timing because it's Black Friday and the holiday season's coming up. We'll also be talking with Erin Lawrence about beauty tech. Graham, we can make you more beautiful.
Excellent.
Using technology.
we have,
and not Photoshop, but in real life.
We have the skills.
We have the skills. Let's talk about some of the tech news this week. I guess what's been dominating over the past week has to be the Tesla truck or Cybertruck.
Cybertruck.
I still want one.
Yeah? Are you going to get one?
You don't pay me enough to get one.
We're working on that.
This thing's kind of been on fire this week, though.
It
Right?
has.
They took 200,000 pre-orders. So that's $150 a pop.
250,000.
250 now.
250, $250,000 at $150 a pop. Now these are fully refundable.
Yeah.
Right. But a lot of the folks that had ordered the Model 3, like they've been sold through, since it's come out.
Yeah.
So a funny thing though, okay?
Yeah.
When the Model 3 came out, how much was the deposit on that?
It was like $1,000 or $1,500.
$1,000, yeah.
It was about $1,000, give or take 500. But the Tesla truck is $100.
Right.
I think it's a PR move.
This is 100% a PR move. So, you have this announcement, and the big thing about the announcement, apparently it has armored glass on the windows, right? And they dropped this ball bearing on it a couple of times. And then they had somebody huck one of these large steel spheres out the window, and it broke it twice. If you don't think that is engineered PR, I don't know what's going on, because they spent $0 on advertising. They got 250,000 pre-orders in, and we are talking about it right now. This is a masterful manipulation of the media, and I love it.
But the $100 deposit, it's much lower than the Model 3. I think they knew the Model 3 would just be their breakout hit because of the price.
Yeah.
With the truck, I think they're probably a little more nervous with it.
I think so. And we've seen a couple of really cool pieces of PR from them this week. Did you see the Cybertruck tow an F-150? So
Yeah.
And Ford's asked for a rematch.
right, ding ding.
Because they said it wasn't
Wasn't a fair fight.
a fair fight.
because the Cybertruck is more powerful, like it's punching out of its weight class.
It's all about mass, apparently.
Right.
And torque and things that I don't know enough about.
Right.
Okay, so if we change the rules ever so slightly, we'll win this one, I swear. Here's the thing. Ford has the most popular truck in the world. The F-150 is the thing. And so for them to come out with this Cybertruck, and we have to mention, if you haven't seen this thing yet, I would love to know which rock you're living under. But it is...
You've seen it in a video game from the 80s.
Right?
Because it's all polygons.
It looks like Tomb Raider.
It looks like Star Fox.
Star Fox, yes.
It looks like Blade Runner.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it's this angular design. It looks a bit like a DeLorean. It's made of the same steel that they're making the Falcon Heavy out of, or the Falcon Spaceship, pardon me. So this thing is very, very different. It's provoked some very visceral reactions from people. I think there are the folks who still love their internal combustion engines. They self-identify as oil lovers. Good for you guys. Keep that fight going strong on that one. But we've seen this get really heated online as people are like, it's ugly, it'll never sell. And there are, 250,000 people out there that are already lining up to buy it.
It'll sell.
It'll sell.
Okay, let's
What? Hang on.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really want to talk about that I actually was more excited about maybe than the truck was the little motorcycle in the back of the truck.
the ATV.
The ATV that they have looks fantastic.
Yeah. And don't you get exclusive access to be able to purchase one if you buy a Cybertruck?
I think so.
Yeah. So, I mean, that ATV is awesome. It's one of these things where like ATVs can be impactful on the environment in a couple of ways. You've got to use them responsibly, but the amount of gas that they burn through is high. And so now if you have an all electric, that's basically like an escape vehicle for the Cybertruck. It's pretty
It's
cool.
like the Batmobile that breaks apart, right?
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Vaporware.
Okay.
that ATV will never see the light of day.
$5 on that. I think it's going to show up.
I'm with John. I think it'll probably come with the Tesla flamethrower too.
Yes. Be built into the headlights.
We've got a couple of minutes here before we break. I don't know if you saw this survey. Research Co. asked British Columbians if the province should implement a ban similar to the one that is now in place in Ontario in the schools there. So from K to 12, British Columbians feel that overwhelmingly 78%, which is about 4 in 5 of the province's residents, schools should ban cell phones in the classroom.
Yep.
You think?
Yep. Good chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
but you know what? Okay, boomer.
Well, it's just like I look at this and I say, if you don't support this ban, what are these phones being used for in class, right?
Yeah.
My Game Boy was not helpful to me in class, so they took that away. That'll date me a little bit there. But, people will say, well, it's a calculator. You know what else is a calculator? A calculator. So, I want people focused on education. We're paying a lot of money for our students to be educated, so focus on the teacher. Now, if there is an interactive activity that requires a camera, or we're talking about something that is online and social media, sure, you know what, maybe we can break the phones out for that. But outside of that, you don't need it. Focus on the class.
Should the teachers just be in charge of whether that
I've
happens or
taught
not?
kids at that age.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
And it's one of the things I liked least about it. I was lucky because I was teaching them about 3D printing. So they were generally more engaged in learning about math. So,
Yes.
I had a pretty good experience, but also once in a while they get distracted and they want to go off on, whatever they do on their phones this week, TikTok or whatever. But it can be really hard to keep a classroom full of kids engaged in a topic that may not be as engaging as it is to the teacher.
Yeah, there's really no reason to have it. The same reason why you wouldn't have video game systems, you shouldn't have phones there as well. So focus on the class and let's get some learning done.
We're going to have to take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking with our good friend Ted about the new Amazon Echo Studio. This is a big, cool, new multi-room connected digital assistant speaker that you'll probably want to check out. He's got a great review on it and how it fits against all the other ones out there like Sonos and Bose. Should you get an Amazon, a Bose, or a Sonos? Stay tuned. We're going to talk audio now. I, over the years, have been collecting Sonos gear, which is like multi-room audio for my home, but there are alternatives out there that can offer good sound and maybe even a little bit cheaper. To help us look at one of those solutions from Amazon is our good friend Ted Kritsonis. He's live with us from Toronto. Thanks for joining us, Ted.
Good to be with you guys. How are you?
Fantastic. You have recently had a chance to check out one of their new speakers, Amazon's new speaker called the Echo Studio. And this is a beefed up smart speaker that I guess I would say would be competing with like the Sonoses and the Bose of the world. Is that correct?
I think that's the idea. This is probably the first Amazon speaker that I can think of where audio is not just a major consideration, but actually a big takeaway, especially when you listen to it. It is beefed up. You mentioned that it's beefed up. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's like mutated. It looks like a mutated Echo speaker from the past.
Yeah.
And of course, that's because of all the extra stuff that they put inside, right? So, I mean, it's a very capable speaker. It's 330 watts of power inside. So the thing can get pretty loud. And of course, there are all the tech features that are inside that we can get to as we go along here.
So from what I understand, this comes in around $259, which for this type of speaker, do you think that's a good price, Ted?
It's in the same ballpark, more or less, as a Sonos One. The Sonos One is cheaper, but the Sonos One is also smaller and is not going to get as loud as the Echo Studio. So you do have to weigh out what it is you're looking for, right? There are similarities between the two. There's a voice assistant built into this. This is an Echo Studio after all, so Alexa is a big part of the whole thing, whereas the Sonos One gives you Alexa and Google Assistant all in one. You can stereo pair, so if you have two Sonos Ones, one could be the left channel, the other could be the right channel. Echo Studio offers you the same thing as well. But of course, they're playing in different sandboxes aside from that. So being that it's an Amazon speaker and an Alexa speaker, it means that it can interface with other Amazon products. So, for example, Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So no, keep going. So if you had other Amazon Echo devices, this would work with it.
Yeah. So, for example, if you have an Echo Sub, so the Echo Sub was launched last year. That was designed to offer, like any subwoofer, to give you a real oomph on the bass. And that's exactly what it does when you pair it with the Echo Studio. So when you have a speaker like the Studio, which is demonstrably better than anything Amazon's ever done as far as audio products go, and then you match it with something like the Sub, it makes a big difference. You can also pair it with TV products. So the Fire TV Cube and the Fire TV Stick 4K also work wirelessly with the Echo Sub. So with the Echo Studio. So you can actually use the Echo Studio as your TV speaker as well. And you can have the Sub work with the Echo Studio while it's also still working with one of the Fire TV products. So you can kind of see how all this stuff comes together in a way that's supposed to be holistic.
So let's talk about the tech inside the actual new Echo Studio. Is there anything in there that makes it different than its competitors?
Yeah, so there's a feature in there called spatial stereo enhancement. And the idea being that the speaker is monitoring, it's almost like it's checking out the room that it's in, and it's adjusting also the music that's playing so that it's supposed to sound better. It's supposed to improve the audio experience. I've tried it, and I've tried it without it. And to be honest with you guys, I preferred when it was turned off. I just, to be very honest with you guys, I mean, I get what they're trying to do, and I think, and I'll get to this in a second because there's other tech involved, but I just found that music resonated a little bit more, especially with the treble and vocals. So if you're listening to music, obviously that had lyrics and a fair amount of treble, so if you're a classic rock fan, smooth jazz fan, something like that, it just sounded better when it was turned off. So I don't know. I think it's a work in progress. Maybe Amazon will make it better. But if I was a betting man, I would bet on Sonos's TruePlay technology over what Amazon attempted with here.
Do you think it might have something to do with the layout of the place where you actually place the studio?
Well, no, I don't think so, John, because I think Amazon says that you have to recalibrate the speaker no matter how you move it.
Okay.
So if you moved it from one side of the room to the other, you would actually have to recalibrate it again. It's not like it knows intrinsically what it has to do.
Right.
It doesn't seem to be built in that way. Now, in fairness, with Sonos speakers, it's the same way. If you move a Sonos speaker, they advise that you recalibrate it when you do so. So it's the same situation here. And even when I did that, I tried it in different places. I just never really was sold on the tech. I just don't think it's where Amazon is saying it is just yet.
They're also pretty new in that kind of space as far as, the taking advantage of all the onboard microphones and everything else to sort of analyze that from I hesitate to use like a pro audio level or a higher premium level.
But you know what? You picked the right words because that's actually exactly what they're going for here.
Yeah.
Pro audio is very much in play with the Echo Studio, largely because it supports 360 audio. So if people, if listeners aren't familiar or viewers aren't familiar, 360 audio is essentially it's like it sounds. It's basically propagating sound in a way that makes it seem like it's coming from different directions, and so there is music that has been recorded and mastered in 360 audio. Tidal, for example, offers about 1,000 songs right now that have that technology, which are compatible with the Echo Studio. However, in Canada, we do not have Amazon Music HD. So what is considered HD audio or HD audio tracks are not available here like they are in the US. Those also would work on the Studio, and presumably they would benefit from some of the tech that we're talking about here.
So just talking again about the multi-room aspect of this, I think a lot of people out there are starting to see that their Amazon Echo speakers are starting to propagate in their different rooms. And again, this new Studio one's like kind of the big granddaddy or grandmama of them all as far as the quality. What kind of interface are you using to play the music? I know the nice thing about Sonos is they've got their own app, and it makes it super easy to get all your subscription services and stuff in there to access all your music. How are you doing it with the Amazon side?
It's very easy, actually. So you can access the Echo Studio really from any app that you're playing music from, for the most part. So, for example, if you're playing from Spotify, Spotify has a feature wherein any connected speaker is accessible through the app. So you can just do it that way. Or you can actually just talk to the speaker and tell it where you want it to play the music from. So if you're a premium subscriber with Spotify, for example, you can ask for an artist, an album, a track, a playlist. Even if you created the playlist, it'll recognize what you called it, and it can play music from there. If you want it to shuffle, you can shuffle the tracks too. So whether you're using an app on your phone or using your voice, a lot of these things are accessible. Of course, there are limits. If you're an Apple Music subscriber, you're not going to be playing any tracks by voice through the Echo Studio. So there are some limitations as far as that goes.
Ted, overall, and you've been in this business a long time. You've seen Sonos, you've seen Bose, you've seen all the players out there. Is this a good buy for someone that wants to, start adding to their speaker collection in their home?
Well, it's interesting, right? Because if you're saying adding, or if you're starting from scratch, they are kind of two different things. So if you are looking for a speaker that has Alexa because you like using Alexa, great. But recognize that you're also buying something that you need to place in a spot where you can enjoy the audio quality. This isn't one of the other Echo speakers where you're putting in a room and you're getting decent audio quality, but ultimately you're doing it because you just want Alexa in the room. This is going beyond that. So I would definitely look to get a studio and consider also maybe getting two of them, especially the second one maybe down the line when there's inevitably going to be a discounted price on it, and you can get it for a little bit cheaper. You can get two Sonos Ones for less money than two Echo Studios, but at the same time, if you wanted to add the sub, Sonos is far more expensive than Amazon is in that case.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think
a bit of a trade-off.
Yeah, I think the sub goes for about $169, which is pretty reasonable for a sub. The Sonos one's a little bit more.
Well, and that was the reason why I opted to go with the Amazon ecosystem in the first place. Sonos is a great system, don't get me wrong, but it is a lot more expensive.
Yeah. And this now will basically do the same thing. And it looks like they're trying to get more into the premium speaker category. Ted, I want to thank you so much. Ted has actually written a great review of the Amazon Echo Studio up on our website, GetConnectedMedia.com. He's going to be a regular contributor as well. So don't hesitate to check it out and also comment on it. If it sucks, let us know. And this will be his last article ever. I'm teasing you, Ted. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, always a pleasure, guys.
That was Ted Kritsonis live from Toronto. When we come back from the break, it's all about beauty. How can we use technology to make us more beautiful, John?
I'm sure we know someone that will help us with that.
We've got Erin Lawrence from TechGadgetsCanada.com to give us the lowdown. Let's talk beauty. We need all the help we can get, John. I'm sorry, you are a good-looking man, but I'm getting older. I need some help.
I'm catching up with you.
Well, technology can help us, and that's why we do a technology show. To talk about some of the latest gadgets in health and beauty, we've got our good friend Erin Lawrence. She is from Calgary, Alberta, and has a great website, techgadgetscanada.com. And I think I've said that properly this time. I've got Erin Lawrence on the line. Thanks for joining us, Erin.
Hi, you too. Thanks for having me.
You've had a chance to try out a few different beauty products, and I think these are probably aimed more at the female market. But I guess they could cross both ways, or any way for that matter. Let's chat about some of them. One of them that I've actually had a chance to bring in, I'm not trying it out, my wife is the Dyson Airwrap. And I know a lot of female friends look at this thing and just drool. I don't even know how to describe it. Can you describe it, Erin?
Yeah, I guess it looks kind of like a curling iron crossed with a blow dryer. So it's a, cylindrical device, and it's got this airflow that just goes through it, and it grabs your hair. This sounds like it shouldn't work, but amazingly it does. Grabs your hair, wraps it around the barrel, and dries it and styles it at the same time. So it's got a few different attachments that you can put on if you want to use sort of a brush attachment just to dry and smooth your hair, if you want to get some curl to your hair, depending on the look you want. Just change the attachment and Dyson takes care of it for you.
So would this replace a blow dryer?
It can, yes. It's meant to be sort of an all-in-one tool. Dyson probably doesn't want you to completely replace your blow dryer, though, because they have the Dyson Supersonic, which is the Cadillac of blow dryers, I would say.
Yeah.
I had a chance to try that one too, and it's pretty outstanding. It actually really makes your hair a lot softer. I don't know why. I don't really understand why. It has something to do with ions and static and everything else. But it does a really, really good job and blow dries your hair a lot faster than average.
Yeah, I don't need a blow dryer anymore. I just rub my head twice and my hair is dry.
my girlfriend got the Supersonic and she said her life has changed.
Yeah, my wife did too. I got it for Christmas last year, and she was so pissed off. We went traveling over to the UK.
Oh, yeah.
And, most devices will work, right? Just with the adapter, like all your electronics, everything. But the one big thing that won't work when you travel are blow dryers or hair dryers, because the voltage is all different and they consume so much power.
Yeah.
So that's a valuable lesson out there. What type of hair does the Dyson Airwrap work on, Erin?
That's a good question. I think it should work on most hair types, but it's definitely going to give you a smoother and wavier look. It's not going to give you that tight curl that you might get with a curling iron or a crimping iron, even if you're going to use something like that.
Does it straighten hair as well?
Yeah, it kind of gives it, I'm trying to explain what it's like when you get sort of a blow dry. If you're using a big round brush and a blow dryer, it kind of just gives a smooth, it gives you volume, I think is what I'm trying to say. So it can give you that voluminous hair look or more of a beachy wave, I guess.
So my next question is, like, can normal people actually use this? You are obviously very patient and into technology. What's the learning curve in making this thing work?
Pretty seamless, because it's doing most of the work for you. But to your point about who can use this, yeah, you do need, with the Airwrap in particular, you do need long enough hair for it to sort of grab and bend around the barrel. So, that's probably going to be a couple inches. If you've got short hair, it's obviously going to do a bit of a different job. You can probably still use the blow or the brush rather attachment for it to dry your hair if you want to. But with that, you might want to change to something like the Supersonic.
Let's talk about some other tech beauty products out there. What about facials? Anything you got there, Erin?
Yes. So there's a new gadget, relatively new gadget out called the Foreo UFO. And what this device is, it's a small, almost puck-shaped gadget that has LED lights built into the bottom. And the different colors of LED light are supposed to have different properties for your skin. The other thing this device will do is it can warm up or cool down. And you pair the device with special Korean formulated beauty mask serums, I guess, and a smartphone. So you get a box of these serums, open it up, scan the back with your smartphone, and the smartphone will tell the puck, the UFO, exactly what treatments to administer on your face. So if you're trying to get rid of the puffiness around the eyes, you might get a cooling sensation from this device.
Very cool. Any other items you want to talk about?
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me lately about those vibrating face brushes. Face and body brushes. So do you need a special vibrating face brush to properly cleanse your face or to take all your makeup off? There's a couple bigger ones out there that you'll probably see if you're shopping around for one of these. Clarisonic is one of them, and Foreo is another. Initially, I was skeptical about these devices. I thought, some good old soap and water or some cleanser and a washcloth is going to do just fine by me. But after trying it out for a couple months, I am a convert to the first brush I got, which is a Clarisonic Smart Profile. And what this brush does is it vibrates with ultrasonic technology and a special soft brush for your face. So you can use your own cleanser or whatever you want on it. And it just digs down and gets at the dirt and the oil and the stuff clogging your pores a lot better. There's actually some people who say there's something called a clarisonic effect when using these devices. And what that means is that when you start using it, it's going to bring out so much of that dirt and those impurities that you're actually going to break out for a period of time. And then
I would
you'll
put
go back to
I would
having
put
great
that
skin.
warning on it too. You're totally covered for any of that. So have you tried these?
Yes, I've tried them. I really like them. Because the other thing they'll do too is you can get a makeup brush attachment for the Clarisonic in particular. And you can use it to apply your makeup. So instead of, rubbing your makeup on with a sponge or, using just a standard brush, you can actually buff your foundation or your blush or your contour or whatever else you're wearing into your face using this brush. And it does a really great job. You get a really airbrushed finish.
We're talking with Erin Lawrence from techgadgetscanada.com, a fantastic website for all your lifestyle tech needs. Lots of reviews and articles and blogs up there for you to check out. And you can see pictures of her and videos there as well to see if these beauty products truly work. Right, Erin?
Yes, you absolutely can, before and after.
And you can come to our website to see how many beauty products we really need to get working on us. Thanks for joining us, Erin.
Thanks for having me.
Every year, we send the team down to the biggest tech show in the world, the Consumer Electronics Show, CES, every January. It's like Christmas in January for us nerds. Literally thousands upon thousands of new technologies coming out for the year. Well, to help us understand some of the tech trends that we'll be seeing at CES and also some trends for holiday season, we've got Lesley Rohrbaugh. She is with the Consumer Technology Association. They are the folks that produce the Consumer Electronics Show. Thanks for joining us, Lesley.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
Before we get to CES and the Consumer Electronics Show, getting a little bit of a preview, holiday season is almost upon us, and I just wondered if you might be able to share some holiday trends that you've noticed this year.
Yeah, sure. So what we're seeing overall is that roughly 186 million U.S. adults are planning to purchase tech gifts this season, and at the top of their list, you name it, we see this year over year are the three screens, things like smartphones and televisions and laptops and tablets. But in terms of what they intend to give this year, we're seeing a lot more around content. A lot of content-related gifts are going to be popular this holiday season. We're finding that 71% are planning to purchase at least one gift within this category. And this includes things like video game gifts, but also things like streaming entertainment services like Netflix, Spotify, Pandora. So that's something that's going to be new this season, are these content-related gifts.
Well, it kind of makes sense. There's a bunch of new subscription services out now. Obviously, there's Disney Plus, one of the big guys. Apple TV Plus has launched as well. So you're saying people will buy gift cards for these subscription services and give them out to their friends and family?
Yeah, that's what we're finding. And, the really nice thing about these gifting these subscriptions is that those who are gifting them can kind of pick and choose what level of gift they want to give. So that if they want to give them 1 month subscription or a whole year, they have that option as well. So it's almost like a new take on gift cards.
Very, very cool. Any tech gadgets that are hot this year for Christmas?
Overall, we see, again, the screens being hot every year, but wireless earbuds and headphones are going to be huge this season. We see them as one of the top gifts people are actually going to give others this season. It's actually at number one when we look at the top 5 list. But a lot of the gifts that people are planning to give others include those kind of accessories that go with the big screens that we're so used to. So again, headphones and earbuds for your smartphone or mobile device case, portable battery charger, since we always have our devices on the go now. Those are going to be quite hot. Video game discs, again, content's going to be big. And then also portable wireless speakers. A lot of people are planning on giving those this season as well.
Very cool. Let's switch gears and talk a little bit about CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, happening in the beginning of January. I've got the team ready to pounce and get down there to cover it. What are some of the big trends that we'll be seeing this year?
Well, this year's going to be really interesting. We look at the show every year and we kind of think, what's the next theme? What's the new deal? And we're finding that we're in this kind of new state of IoT. So we're merging from this Internet of Things civilization to this intelligence of things. So not only are things smart anymore, but things are intelligent. So throughout the show, we're going to see a lot of what we term ingredient technology. So artificial intelligence-based devices. So you'd be hard-pressed not to see a product on the show floor that's not AI-powered or has some sort of AI component built into it. But also connectivity is obviously huge too. So we'll hear a lot around 5G as well.
Well, it's interesting. Over the past few years, we've seen a bit of a battle between some of the big giants, including Amazon and Google with their smart assistant technology. They've got artificial intelligence built into that as well. Is that continuing?
Yeah, we'll continue to see that on the show floor. Both will be there, in addition to others as well. What's really interesting is seeing what's next within these spaces, because we're so used to seeing things like smart speakers and other voice-powered devices, but we're also seeing a lot of emergence in the B2B space, or the more non-consumer-facing areas. So thinking about artificial intelligence within healthcare, digital health. So it's a really great place to see how the entire tech ecosystem comes together and all these technologies kind of blend among all of the different verticals.
What I found interesting as well over the past few years is the sheer amount of automotive tech as well. One of the halls is just full of cars and technology around them. Are we going to see that to continue to grow?
Yeah, so vehicle technology at CES this year, we're expecting almost 150 exhibitors in this space, including 10 of the major auto manufacturers, everyone from Audi and BMW to Ford and Honda and Mitsubishi. They'll all be there showing various types of vehicle technology. So that's not just autonomous vehicles and self-driving cars, but also things like multimodal transportation. So we see a lot of scooters on the road these days and all these smart bikes out there. So we'll see some advancements in those spaces as well.
I'm hoping there's a scooter that I can talk to and tell it to basically ride me to my next destination.
Hey, you might find it at the show this year.
Well, that's the exciting thing. And, how big is it going to be this year? Have you got a sense of that yet?
So right now we're expecting over 175,000 industry attendees and almost 3 million net square feet. So it's quite a large show. It's in multiple buildings within Las Vegas, and it's great every year. So I can't wait.
We're talking with Lesley Rohrbaugh. She is with the Consumer Technology Association, giving us a little sneak peek at the Consumer Electronics Show and some holiday tech trends. Thanks for joining us today, Lesley.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's Amazon Alexa Skill of the Week time. John, what do you got?
This time it's a skill for an Echo device with a screen.
Okay, the Echo Spot or the Echo Show 5 or 8.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know the fireplace that we all love on our TVs? You can put that on your display.
Get out.
Yes. Alexa, open fireplace. It's a HD screensaver for your Echo Show or Echo Spot device. It plays 3 hours of relaxing open wood fire, and it's perfect for Christmas.
I love it.
Yeah.
And do you have to download that skill, or it just works?
Just say open fireplace.
I love living in the future.
If only you had an Echo Show.
I know, right?
Yeah. Paranoid guy. That's all the time we have left. Don't forget to visit GetConnectedMedia.com to check out our video podcasts of this show and also our app show every week here on Global News Radio, CKNW 980. This is Mike, Graham, and John logging off. We'll see you again next time.